I'm 81 years old, and I achieved everything I ever wanted. Every goal, every milestone, every dream I once wrote down on paper when I was young and restless and hungry for more. And when I finally stood at the top, it was empty. I was 23 when I decided I would never live an ordinary life. I grew up watching my father work 12-hour days in a job he hated. I remember him coming home tired, silent, defeated. I promised myself I would never feel trapped like that. I would build something of my own. I would be respected. I would be powerful. I would matter.
Every achievement felt like climbing another step. When I hit one goal, I immediately set another. Revenue doubled? Good, now triple it. Competitor defeated? Good, now expand globally. Recognition earned? Good, now protect the legacy. No one tells you this when you start climbing. The staircase never ends. There's always another milestone, another competitor, another target. And while I was climbing, life was happening somewhere else. My daughter used to stand by the window waiting for me on the nights I promised I'd be home early. The first school recital I missed, she forgave me. The second, she tried not to show she cared. By the third one, she stopped asking. That hurt, but I told myself it was temporary. I'm building something for her, I would say. My son used to call just to talk, to tell me about a game he played, a joke he heard, a question about life. Eventually, the calls became shorter, then less frequent. Then they became scheduled. My wife, she was patient. For years, she defended me to the children. Your father is working hard for us. But somewhere along the way, she stopped waiting up at night. She started traveling alone, visiting friends alone, living parts of her life alone. And I told myself the same lie successful people often tell. This is temporary. Once I reach the next level, I'll slow down. But here's the truth I learned too late. Children don't remember balance sheets. They remember absence. Spouses don't measure love in income. They measure it in attention. And time doesn't pause while you're busy building your empire. When I retired at 67, I expected relief. I expected peace. Instead, I felt panic. For over 4 decades, my identity was tied to being important, being needed, being the decision maker, the problem solver, the leader. My calendar was usually full months in advance. My phone rang constantly. People depended on me. And then, one day, it stopped. The company continued without me. Meetings happened without me. Decisions were made without my approval. The world kept spinning without me. That was the first time I truly felt small. I had built an empire, but I had neglected a home. Loneliness doesn't arrive loudly. It creeps in quietly. It shows up in the silence of a large house, in the echo of footsteps down an empty hallway, in evenings where there is no one waiting for your stories. You can't hug a trophy. You can't call an award when you're afraid at night. You can't build intimacy with a resume. The awards on my wall didn't care if I felt lost. My bank account didn't sit beside me at dinner. My success, the thing I sacrificed everything for, could not keep me warm. I'm not saying don't succeed. Ambition is not the enemy. Building something meaningful is not wrong. But don't confuse achievement with meaning. They are not the same. Achievement is external. Meaning is relational. Achievement is applause. Meaning is connection. Achievement fills your schedule. Meaning fills your heart. I spent decades optimizing for growth, profit, and recognition. I rarely optimized for presence, for listening, for sitting at the dinner table without checking the time, for attending a recital and actually watching, not thinking about emails. If you are chasing success right now, let me ask you something I wish someone had asked me. Who are you becoming in the process? Are you becoming someone your family feels safe with, or someone they feel they must compete with your work to see? Are you building wealth, or are you building walls? Because one day, and it will come faster than you think, the titles disappear, the applause fades, the phone stops ringing, and you are left alone with who you are. Not your company, not your achievements, just you, and the relationships you either nurtured or neglected. I'm 81 now. I still have the awards, I still have the money, but the moments I treasure most are not business victories. They are small things. A quiet conversation with my daughter where she laughs the way she used to. A long walk with my son where we talk not as executive and child, but as two men. A simple dinner with my wife where no one is rushing anywhere. If I could speak to my younger self, I wouldn't tell him to dream smaller. I would tell him to love louder, to be present more often, to understand that success is not what the world claps for. It's what your family feels from you. Build your career, chase excellence, create something you're proud of, but don't climb so high that you lose sight of the people that matter most, because success without connection is the loneliest achievement of all.